Hey everybody, it's Tuesday! And no, I'm not actually geocaching right now. I am running around doing work. I have different locations that I need to go to get parts. So let me put it this way. I'm in San Jose right now, okay? I came to San Jose to pick up this pin pad that needs to be brought to South San Francisco to be installed in a mall. While I'm in San Jose, I had to go to another location in San Jose to install a printer. Now I've got to go to a location in Sunnyvale to pick up a signature pad to bring to Palo Alto so that I can install that before going to San Carlos to put in a roller in a copy machine. Then I get to go to San Francisco. I get to go to San Francisco to replace some printers there. So all in all, I'm running around like a headless chicken. But I figured since I had a few moments, because I'm driving, I'm driving very slowly because apparently this person in front of me doesn't know how to make a right-hand fucking turn. I'm getting on the highway and they're doing 2 miles an hour. That should tell you exactly what it's like to drive in California. There's this crazy notion of an on-ramp where you're supposed to achieve a certain speed to merge successfully and safely with the people that are already on the highway. But a lot of people in California think that the turns and the strip of road that leads onto the highway is the meander lane. It's where they can take their time, check their fucking email. No need to actually keep up with the speed of the people that are already on the highway, because God forbid you would want to drive safely. I know, it's crazy. Anyway, so yeah, let me roll my window here because it's going to get really noisy. You can be closed, and you guys can be enclosed in the back. So yeah, I'm running around, and it's actually an active day. The last month or two has been slow. I've been cut back to about 20 hours a week. So maybe I'll have like 1 or 2 tickets to do on Monday, and then possibly a couple more on Wednesday, and then maybe some on Thursday, and then a couple on Friday if I'm lucky. You know, a lot of the time is spent driving, but even with that, I'm only getting like 2-3 hours of work a day. So it's not the greatest thing in the world. I mean, don't get me wrong, having the free time is cool, and I get enough time to go and do the geocaching, but I'd rather be working full time, to be honest with you. I like the job. I like the fact that I get to drive all over the place, that I'm doing something that I can do successfully instead of stumbling over it or constantly asking people for assistance. I'm glad that I can be competent at it. But anyway, I've rambled on enough. Just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's watched the videos that I've put up recently and bared with me every time I've babbled on about geocaching. Some of you have taken my lead and done it, and that's cool. I'm glad to hear that you guys are out there having fun, running around looking for hidden treasures. Yeah, that's all. Just wanted to let you know what I was doing and how I was doing, and the most exciting thing I got going on is the geocaching, and my life is the same as it was before, and yeah, not much else going on. So yeah, I hope you're all doing well. If I can think of anything further to say that isn't geocache related, I'll make another one of these. And if I do decide to record some more geocaching, hopefully I'll pick one that's not boring. I've only found like a couple that were unique. The rest of them are all the same. They're all like, the Mentos tin or a hidden key, which you've seen me discover. There was that one really cool one, which was the stick that had the log container in it that I showed you. And then there's been a couple places where I think that the person that hid the cache was smoking some serious crack. Not because of the fact that it was complicated. It's just the location I'm brought to is, like, as an example, yesterday I'm in South San Francisco, and I follow the cache directions to the location, and I'm led to a fence that's next to this like golf school. Okay, it's this big old fence. Behind the fence is what used to be a skate park, but it's sort of like broken down, and it's like it's got overgrown and whatnot, and there's no safe way to get to the skate park. If you go to one side, if you go to the one far side of it, there's all overgrowth and trees, and the fence goes for a good like 10 blocks in that direction. And to the left is if you go down the hill a little bit, there's the golf school, and the fence goes there. So there's no way to get past this fence. If I were to climb the fence, I'd be trespassing. And, you know, not to mention the fact that I don't know if I could get over the fence safely, but the cache is on the other side of the fence somewhere. So the genius that put this together thought that was an okay thing to do. Trespassing? Nah. Not to worry. Break the law. Yeah, you just want to find a little piece of paper to sign because, you know, for fun. But break the law to do it. I mean, that's just an example of one of the caches that I dealt with yesterday that it's frustrating. You know, I don't expect to be able to find the caches immediately. I expect there to be some sort of challenge to it, so that's all good. But when I've got to do things that I don't feel comfortable doing to get the cache, that's frustrating. You know, and I looked at the clues and people are like, oh yeah, I just saw it, it was right there, and I found it, it was no problem. Oh, I just walked the block down and found an entrance and took the back road. I'm like, what the fuck are you people smoking? Am I in the wrong location? So yeah, that's that's some of the stuff that I don't record. Maybe the next time I come across one of those, I'll record it so you guys can see exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. And why some of these caches are being put up by people that are apparently sociopaths that have no problem breaking the law just so that somebody can sign a piece of paper. Anyway, I'm gonna get to where I'm going so that I can get my work done. I've got to drive like a headless chicken, and that means I'm gonna swerve back and forth and cause accidents on the highway, but that's okay because I'm a headless chicken. I can't be held accountable for my actions. Alright, well, I guess I will talk to you all later. Take it easy. So, I just want to test a theory. I want to see how observant people can be on average. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a little game. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say, hey everybody, how you doing? What's going on? And then after I say that, I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to start it up again and I'm going to say, hey everybody, how's it going? And you tell me if you notice anything different. Everybody. So, I'm back. Paused it. Came back. What's the difference? Do you know what the difference is? Please let me know if you recognize what the difference is. Alright. About doing the geocaching thing, and I wanted to show you guys the campus that I'm on right now. I'm on the EA campus, yes, as in Electronic Arts, as in the video game company. They have a pretty big campus here in the Bay Area, in the Redwood Shores, and I just wanted to show you one of the locations. I'm right next to where the cache is. I haven't found it yet, but I wanted to show you guys what it is that I'm looking at right now in this place. Check this out. That is a labyrinth. It's a spiritual walking path. Basically, it allows you to do meditation while you walk the path to the center and then back out again. I have a friend of mine who's really into labyrinths. She's walked a bunch of them. I just happened to stumble across this one while I was looking and sent her a picture of it. Apparently she was already aware. But I just wanted to show you one of the interesting places that I stumble across when I'm doing my geocaching. So I have a couple other things I want to talk about, which I'll post after I find the cache and get back in my car. So I'm going to put you guys on hold for a sec and see what I can find. Alright. I found the cache. It was another Mentos magnetic box, nothing fancy. Wasn't that far from where I was thinking it was going to be. So now, wandering along the EA campus here, just to give you a look. Pretty impressive, isn't it? This is just one of the locations that EA owns in this area. Nice, peaceful, quiet. So, I'm walking my way back to my car, and gonna go on another geocaching exploration. Hey, there's one of the buildings. So anyway, yeah, welcome back to my car. So I've been thinking the last however long, you know, when you go on, oh, listen to that wind. It's not even that windy out, but windy enough to make noise. Anyway, so I was walking, or excuse me, I was thinking, I'm walking now. I was thinking for a while now. I've been browsing the internet, you know, stumbling across different facts and the like. And the most recent topic that has sort of become prevalent in my internet searching has to do with privilege of different types. That term that's being dropped around a lot, check your privilege, talking about people of specific races and ethnicities and sexual orientations and countless other things, and how society interacts with them, the privileges that people that are, like, say, they're heterosexual and they're Caucasian, they have, and if I'm a white straight male, I have more privileges than a person of color who's a lesbian or homosexual, what have you. So, looking into that stuff, hold on, let me get this here camera holding device working. Give me a second here, folks. There we are. Climb down there. Alright. Start up the car. Anyway, so, you know, people of color who are, you know, homosexual or transgender or what have you, don't have as much privilege as a white male who is a heterosexual. So apparently, the idea is that there are certain societal gifts or bonuses that somebody like me would get, or somebody who was of a different race or a different sexual orientation, whatnot, would not. And this idea, while I know it's inherently true, has always sort of bothered me because of the fact that these privileges that people are talking about, I haven't experienced them in a very obvious way. And that's exactly what privilege is, right? It's being gifted in some magnitude, and it being very in a subtle fashion. So to say that I don't see it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. All right, I'm just going to clear that up right now. I'm sure that there are a lot of ways that just being me, white, male, heterosexual, that I reap benefits or bonuses or what have you that other people don't. And I don't dispute that. I'm sure that because of the fact that it's so pervasive in society, or so they say, that it's just part of my everyday life. Now, here's the thing. I've had some hardships in my life. I've been attacked for being different for years. I've been harassed by the police regularly. I've had jobs refused because I didn't meet whatever the societal standard was. I've had the negatives that people talk about put against me. So in that context, it's a little confusing for me to say that I have all of this privilege and all of this bonus when I've experienced hatred, violence, abuse, systematic abuse. I've been on the receiving end of that for many years of my life. So, it's confusing to me personally. Now, let me clarify here. That's a personal statement. That is not a statement about society in general. I'm not saying because my personal experience is one of confrontation that there aren't other people who are also straight white males that don't reap tons of benefits for being straight white male. But, and this is the point that I'm getting to, yesterday I spent a lot of time going over the whole feminists and men's right movements and all this other stuff. Just, you know, one thing leads to another. If you read an article about one, it makes a reference to something else and you investigate that and that leads on. It's sort of like the Wikipedia, what is the term? I guess the Wikipedia scenario. When you start on one article, it leads you to another, and pretty soon 6 hours have gone by and you're on a page that has absolutely nothing to do with what you originally was looking up. Were looking up. But anyway, I was reading these articles, just trying to get a general sense of the idea behind it. I know that any type of activist group is going to have fringe groups. You know, any type of political body, any type of social change group is going to have one group or several groups or multiple groups that are splintered from the original concept and creating their own movement or what have you. But I was reading this thing, and it was reading, basically it was a web page dedicated to making fun of one group making fun of another group. It was a feminist blog who was making fun of the men's rights movement their blogs and their posts and whatnot. And a lot of the things that they were making fun of, it was worthy of being made fun of. You got these guys that are going on about how unfair that life is against men, and then being fucking completely misogynistic dicks. Your whole argument is going right out the window because of the fact that you're sitting there being the stereotype of that which the group that you're complaining about is making a point. Look, there are people like this, and you are exactly that type of person. But even with that, I decided I was going to look into some of the men's rights movement stuff, and I found some interesting ones because of the fact that there were several, and by several I mean a couple dozen, places they showed where there are women that were members of the men's rights movement, just like there's men that are members of the feminist movement. So I mean, it was interesting to me to see women outspoken about these particular things, and the women that I was looking at weren't supporting the men's rights movements, going, yeah, men are oppressed, and we need to stand up for men and whatnot. But basically, they were sort of attacking the radical feminist ideology, and they're specific, like any group, there's always the outspoken radicals, and they were talking about the feminists that are anti-men, and men are the cause for all the pain and suffering in the world and things like that. But once again, I'm sort of getting off topic here, and I apologize. But the point that I wanted to make was that one of the things that I was reading in this article, this was the reading on the webpage that was lampooning the men's rights movement, was they were talking about the different slogans that have been put up by feminist activists, and one of the things that they had said, now whether this was tongue-in-cheek or not, I'm not certain, because like I said, it was interspliced with a bunch of different stuff, but one of the things they said was, let's take away the voting rights of men for the next 150 years and see what happens. And that one sentence sort of triggered something in my head. Now, I've never oppressed a woman. I've never oppressed a minority. I've never abused someone of a different sexual orientation. I have never tried to take the rights away from another person. I am a humanist. I believe that everybody should be treated equally. I think everybody should have the same pay. Everybody should have the same rights. Everybody should have the same privileges. Everybody should live on equal ground, and then let their personal actions dictate what happens from there. If you're a complete dick, then you have your rights taken away because of the fact, well, you have your, let me rephrase that, it was bad phrasing. If you were a complete dick, then you were punished for being a complete dick, you're not going to be, if the playing field is even across the board, and that's what I want women and men, gays and straights and transsexuals and just everybody, Muslims, Christians, everybody, to be on the exact same page, to be on the same level, and just start from there. That's what I want. So I'm not a feminist because of the fact that I believe in the rights for everybody. Now, I understand by saying I'm not a feminist, that's sort of fucked up, because it makes it sound like I don't believe that women should have their, should be treated fairly and equally. It's just that my philosophy isn't supporting just one faction. I support all factions in the idea of equality. So by saying I'm a feminist, I guess I'd have to say, all right, I'm a feminist, I'm a masculinist, I'm a what is it? It's a GLTB-ist. I support all of the groups getting equality. I don't want to say that I'm just one thing. That's the reason why I don't claim to be a feminist or a masculinist or what have you. Anyway, but it seems to me that punishing me for the transgressions of an older generation, or punishing people like me for the transgressions of an older generation, it doesn't make any fucking sense. I just don't understand why I would have to suffer because of what's going on. I believe that instead of taking away my rights, everybody should have those rights. I don't think that I should be limited to do something. I think that other people should be given the bonuses as well. I think that everybody should be on the same page. So it bothered me that there's a philosophy out there that I, because of the fact that I meet a demographic, am automatically guilty of something and need to be punished for it. So that was what was going on in my head. It just bothered the fuck out of me. I get riled up when people start trying to push an agenda. on another group. Like, I get it, man. Racism, I get it. Sexism, I get it. You know, homophobia, I get it. I understand it exists. I understand that it needs to be rectified, changed, and or eliminated completely. I get that, and I support that. But I don't think that pushing that kind of thing on another group is going to somehow give equality. You know, women have been oppressed, so let's oppress men. Therefore, it's equal. No, let's give you the rights that men have been given, and then it's equal. I think that's the way it should be. Anyway, so that's just what I wanted to say. It's not as eloquent as I was hoping for, but it was the idea that was rattling around in my head, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So that's what I'm going to do. Gonna go on to my next geocache. If it's interesting like this one, I will record, and if not, then I guess I won't. Alright, well, if you have any questions or comments or whatnot, please feel free to do so. I look forward to reading them, and hopefully opening up a bit of dialogue with some feminists and some other people that are activists for their particular, you know, their particular movement. I'm always interested in learning and expanding myself. So yeah, I guess I will talk to everybody later. Have a good day.